There has been so many signs, clear signs, that something fishy's going on, and if people still haven't woken up, they've made up their mind. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Yolanda Melody. I decided to do a social media detox. And I know that there's loads of people that have done videos about this before, but I've decided to kind of put a bit of a twist on mine because I didn't just delete my social media apps, but I actually got rid of all my streaming services as well. I have always fantasized about the idea of living completely off the grid, getting rid of technology altogether, and just, you know, talking to humans and living a human life. And I know that sounds really ironic because I do YouTube, but anyone who's known me for a while knows that I absolutely despise social media. But this is the industrial revolution. I believe in this day and age, one of the best things that you can do as a profession is to do social media. And obviously I'm a very creative person, so I need an outlet for that. And this is what got me stuck in the social media loop for such a long time. Or, I don't know, since I was about 14. I have not been able to get away from social media because I do social media. Anyway, so I really wanted this video to be like a 30-day experiment kind of thing, but that's already been done loads on YouTube anyway, and I just couldn't put off this video. So this video is going to be more about how I'm feeling right now. I only decided to do this detox literally 2 days ago, so I'm 2 days in. But I can already tell you, I feel so different. I feel like a weight has been lifted off my shoulders. I didn't realise how much of a hold technology had over me and my psyche, and I'm going to be delving deep into all of the psychological aspects of what happens when you live in this techno-psychopathic land. World. Because if I feel this different after 2 days of no social media and no streaming services, I can only imagine how I will feel in a month's time. Okay, so I wanted to do a social media detox ages ago, but I kept putting it off. The experience when you're a content creator is quite different to people who aren't content creators, because when you make content, there is a lot of pressure to keep posting all the time. If you're just using social media just to scroll on the news feed, it's a different type of addiction. It's a different type of burden on the brain, but both are equally as bad. So most of us are aware about the fact that these social media companies are designed to keep satiating your brain with dopamine. There's a reason why they're so addictive and why they've got such a grip over people. So because I'm very aware of the traps, you know, don't start watching reels. They are like the worst. They are the worst for messing up your brain and messing up your attention span, everything. I tried all different types of things, like on Facebook, for example. I have this app that gets rid of your news feed altogether. So I literally have not seen a Facebook news feed for years, and that's great. And to be fair, I conquered any type of addiction that I could have had with Facebook like years ago, because I absolutely despise Facebook. But my vice was definitely Instagram. As you probably know, if you subscribe, you know, I've always had a thing about Instagram. I tried so many things. I stopped my notifications coming in for everything on social media and YouTube Studio. The YouTube Studio app is so damaging if you do YouTube. It's supposed to be a way for you to see what your growth is and what kind of videos people like of yours. You can constantly check how many views you have, how many subscribers you have. You can reply to all the comments. It's supposed to be used as a business tool, but the problem is that when you do YouTube, you are the brand, you are the product. So when you're looking at these stats all the time, all you're thinking is, that's my worth. And also, when we think about the way that manifestation works, one of the worst things to do is to keep checking to see if something's changed or if you've come into money or luck or whatever. I digress. So yeah, I turned off all my notifications and that still wasn't enough. I went on my settings and I put a limit on how long I could spend on Instagram a day, and every single day I would go over the limit and I'd just click ignore for today. So it did nothing. And lately I've been feeling like I haven't got enough time in the day to do what I need to do. I always feel like I'm rushing, and I don't know why that is. Until now. If you have an addiction to social media, you won't properly realise just how much time it used up until you get rid of the apps. I got to the stage where I was waking up first thing in the morning and check Instagram, I'd check my DMs, I'd scroll on the news feed, and then I'd go over to my emails, and then I'd go over to the YouTube Studio app. And what happens is habits develop so quickly without you realising, and the morning is so important. The morning sets the tone for the day. In the morning, you're still kind of in a dream state. Your mind is half in this world and still half in dream world. And the last thing that you want to do is satiate your brain with a load of junk and negativity. So I kept putting it off. I kept thinking, oh, at some point I'll do a social media detox, but not yet. You know, I've got to post promo for my video, or I've got to do this or that, or whatever. And the other morning I was doing my abs. I was literally halfway through my workout and I just had this intuitive thought like, do it, just do it now. So I just went on my phone and I deleted everything. I deleted Twitter, Instagram, TikTok. I mean, I don't even know why I had TikTok on there because I hate TikTok and I don't use it, but it was there. So it's going. And then instantly I just felt such a weight lifted off my shoulders. It was so nice. I was like, I'm free. I'm free from the shackles. I don't know how long I'm going to do this for. I don't know whether this is actually going to be a permanent thing. What I might do is, if I need to make a post, I might do it through my iPad, because the Instagram interface on the iPad sucks. Like, it's so horrible. So I know that I'm not going to get back into the habit of checking it in the morning and scrolling down the news feed. Like, that's going to be finito. Another thing to think about is, if you are checking your social media frequently throughout the day, you're allowing the app to control your mood. Say, for example, you scroll down your newsfeed and you see something that really, really upsets you. That is going to have an effect for longer than just a few seconds. That's going to seep into your psyche. Imagine if you were going to a job interview or something, or you were about to do something where it requires you to be on point and focused. Say if you're in the waiting room to have a job interview and you're just scrolling on Instagram just because you're waiting and there's nothing else to do. You could see something on Instagram or read a message from someone that makes you feel a type of way, and then that has a knock-on effect on your performance. I recently started getting like the odd negative comment on my YouTube, and it was really weird because I'm quite used to getting internet hate. You know, I feel like it's something that I've kind of conquered, but it still kind of throws your mood off a bit. And I just thought to myself, at some point someone could leave like a really triggering comment and it could literally dampen my mood and potentially make the whole day suck. And I don't know about you, but I don't want to give other people that power to do that, because some days we do feel more sensitive. Some days we just haven't got that warrior kind of vibe going on. Not warrior, like warrior. What? Okay, so one of the biggest reasons why I actually decided to do the detox was because I was getting so roped into the drama that is happening in the world. You know, obviously I don't watch the fake stream media, and I know that most of the people that watch my channel know exactly what's really going on with the world. And what I noticed recently with me is that I had become stuck in a loop of constantly checking alternative news. For example, Hugo Talks. I watch a lot of his videos, and his videos are great for raising awareness about what the people at the top are actually planning and the truth behind the bullshit. that. However, it got to a point where I was like, okay, I know that this is going on. I know that there is a very bad plan that these Satanist psychopaths want to achieve, but it was just making me feel worse when people use the terminology, this is what they're gonna do. For example, they, meaning the people at the top, are going to create a social credit system. Who says that they're gonna win? Who says that that's actually gonna happen? Who says that they're gonna succeed? You know what I mean? It's like saying to someone something really bad's gonna happen to them and there's nothing they can do about it. Anyway, I think that's for another video. I'm going way off topic. Well, no, I'm not. It's all relevant, but I just got so fed up with constantly seeing aggravating content about all the terrible things that are happening right now in the world. It was really, really starting to get at me because as one person, I can't completely just change the world, but especially if I feel weak and if I've been dragged down. And as for deleting the streaming services, I think the last straw for me was that I was so excited to watch the new season of You on Netflix. I've always been a fan of the show up until... Come in! When I say that I was excited to watch this season, I was so excited. I thought to myself, brilliant. I can escape from all of this madness, all of this crap that's going on in the world, and I can just zone out for a few hours. And for anyone who has actually watched season 3 of You, you'll know that by episode 3, the propaganda just floods right in. I couldn't believe the amount of promotion for the mystery juice. It was non-stop, one-sided as usual. Propaganda going on and on and on. It had been written into the storyline, and then I got wound up, and then I went on Twitter, and then I saw a load of tweets about it, and then people started arguing about it, and I was just like... I stayed up until like 2 o'clock in the morning because I was so angry that they had put all of this propaganda into the show, and it was at that point that I thought, I'm not watching this anymore. But I'm not just not watching the show, I am not watching Netflix anymore. I'm done. When people say that Netflix is a propaganda machine, it really, really is. All of the content on Netflix is pushing for the same agenda all the time. I mean, luckily I wasn't even paying for Netflix. I was piggybacking off my friends. But she's decided to delete her account altogether on Netflix, so it's not just me who's fed up with Netflix. And after 2 days of cutting off my supply of all of this noise, I feel like it's causing a further awakening for me. Think about it. If you're constantly filling your head and your time with distractions, you're not going to be able to hear the messages that are being sent to you. You're not going to be able to think clearly because there's no space, because it's all being filled up with entertainment. And the thing is as well, I've got a responsibility now because I post these videos to inspire people, and I want to practice what I preach, and I want to spread a positive message, and I want to empower people, and I can't do that if I'm working from a place of negativity. It's the only way I can put it. Social media was making me feel so negative. Another thing that was holding me back was the idea of waking people up through Instagram, you know, spreading the truth, etc. But in reality, I've said this in a previous video, and it sounds a little bit harsh, but we've been going through this now for nearly 2 years. There has been so many signs, clear signs, that something fishy's going on, and if people still haven't woken up, They've made up their mind. They will not be swayed. And more to the point, if they have taken on the medical procedure, I really feel like it's not a good idea to scare them, because there's nothing that they can do about it now. That's just how I feel anyway. Like, this whole thing is about not promoting fear. I think there was a lot of importance in spreading the truth as much as possible a few months ago, but now society is divided into two, unfortunately. And if people are going to switch sides, it's going to be through their own awakening. There's enough information out there now. Even when they try and hide the information from the public, it's not really worked, has it? Anyway, I have no idea what I'm going to title this video. I feel like it was all over the place, as usual. But I digress. I hope this inspired you to see if you can go without social media. I think even just deleting the apps for a week would do a world of good for me. So you don't have to go in with an all or nothing approach. I'm not looking at it like I'm deleting social media forever, but I kind of want to. But I'm not going to completely disappear, because there's a lot of awesome people that I have on my Instagram that I want to keep in contact with. But for now, I'm taking a break. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, please make sure to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell. Love you, bye!